Hey runners, how you doing? I tell you, I'm after having a heart attack a little over a month ago. I'm feeling a lot better myself. I'm actually improving every day, and I've started run walking, so kind of get back into it. So I should be another month or so. I should be able to just start running again. So hey, life is good. But hey, in today's episode, I wanted to talk about um, how Zone 2 training actually makes you faster. I mean it really doesn't make any sense, but I'll go through all that today, and especially for us runners who are in our 50s, 60s, or 70s, Zone 2 training is really the way to go, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So, welcome to the Forever Runner podcast. I'm your host, Herb the Forever Runner. I'm a heart attack survivor, ultra runner, and longevity coach for runners in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, where I help you effortlessly run stronger and faster without injuries or painful workouts. And this is so we can all enjoy our running lifestyle as we get older. So what I see is most older runners run too hard. It's hard for us to let go of that more pain, no gain mindset that's been drilled into us over all these years. But that approach only leads to pain, injury, and burnout. And also, it's one of those reasons you don't lose any weight no matter how hard you try and how much you run. So, the solution is to slow down. So, so I'm going to go through maybe, I don't know, like eight different ways that how Zone 2 training makes you faster. So, so the first part, Zone 2 training focuses on low intensity efforts. And this intensity level trains your body to run longer and more efficiently. And, and the reason for that is that it targets your slow twitch muscles. And these muscle fibers are crucial for endurance. They're more efficient at using oxygen and supporting long distance running. So, so you've got about 7 different types of muscle fibers, but the primary ones are what we call your type 1, your slow twitch muscles, and your type 2, which are the fast twitch muscles. And it's kind of the tortoise versus the hare on how they work. So, slow twitch muscles for most of us are the more majority of the muscle fibers that we have in our body. Let's say 70% versus 30% slow twitch. That's all kind of run by genetics. So you can't really do much about that. But the difference between slow twitch muscles and fast twitch muscles is slow twitch muscles have a small fiber size, whereas fast twitch have a large fiber size. So the force production from a slow twitch muscle is low, but the force production from fast twitch muscle is high. The, the fatigue is different also. The slow twitch muscles have slow fatigue, but the fast twitch muscles fatigue very quickly. And then in the slow twitch muscles, they have a high amount of mitochondria. Now, mitochondria are those little powerhouses that convert your fuel into energy to fire your muscles. So the slow twitch muscles have a high amount of these. But the low twitch the fast twitch muscles have a low amount of mitochondria. And the other thing is that the slow twitch muscles have a lot of capillaries feeding them food, whereas the fast twitch muscles don't. So the fast twitch muscles kind of rely on their association with the slow twitch muscles to get all those the nutrients and to take the waste away. So they kind of work together with the slow twitch muscles supporting the fast twitch muscles. And then the other thing is they metabolically work a little differently. The slow twitch muscles convert your fatty acids to what's called ATP. That's the energy that moves your muscle. Whereas the fast twitch muscles work on converting glycogen to lactate to ATP to give you that same energy. So the slow twitch muscle uses an oxidative process to convert those fatty acids to ATP, whereas the fast twitch muscles use an anaerobic or without oxygen process to convert glycogen to lactate to ATP. So they both work, and they both power your cells. But it was really surprising to me, after all these years, we're told that you have to keep running fast, to be able to run faster. But how it really works when you relate it to running is, I'll kind of start off with like sprinting. So if you run a 40-yard dash, if you're running all out for 40 yards, you're basically using 100% of your anaerobic system, your fast twitch muscles, and you essentially using the ATP already in the muscles, and you don't even have to breathe. You can hold your breath and run a fast 40-yard dash because of that. So when you start running a little bit longer, the oxidative system, the aerobic system starts kicking in quite rapidly. So just to give you an idea, if you're going all out for like a minute and 15 seconds, then you're using about half your aerobic system and half your anaerobic system to power that effort. And that's pretty amazing. But take a look at professional milers. So a miler running a 5-minute mile, they're like 79% aerobic while they're doing that. And so that's one of the reasons why top milers will run like 100 miles a week to prepare and train to run just that one 5-minute mile, because they're trying to build up their aerobic system to do that. Whereas, the top sprinters, they never have to even run a mile because they're not even using that system. So for us normal folks, if you just take a look at, like if you're running a 5K, you're using, that's about 88 to 93% aerobic. So the aerobic system is what really powers what us recreational and competitive runners are doing on a daily basis and during our races, no matter what distance you're doing, the 5K, 10K, half marathon, or whatever. The vast majority of your energy is coming from your aerobic system. So that's why it's so important that we concentrate on that, and then working on the anaerobic or the fast twitch uh, system is something is like the frosting on the cake, something to add on top of this huge base training. So another thing that happens is by engaging these slow twitch muscles, you boost your body's fat burning capabilities, because this the the way the aerobic system works is it breaks down these fatty acids that come from your stored muscles. I mean your stored fat. It breaks that down to fuel your runs. So you're essentially fat burning when you're in that zone 2 oxidative zone, whereas when you get into the higher ranges, zone 3, zone 4, you start burning more of the glycogen in your body, or the sugar burning side of the metabolism. So one of the benefits is by running or training slow, running slow, you're using the vast amounts of of stored fatty acids that you have in your body, and you're conserving that limited amount of glycogen that you have that you can use as you're burning that fat. So, and that helps to keep your energy, on our longer runs. So then another thing is by training in that zone, what you're doing is you're creating a stimulus to produce more mitochondria. Each muscle cell has thousands of mitochondria, but when you continue to train in this way, you add not only the number of mitochondria, or you also increase the size of those mitochondria. And all those are the powerhouses that provide the energy for you to run. So basically, by training in this oxidative range, you are building more powerhouses, more mitochondria, and creating more energy for your runs. And the other thing is having more mitochondria that enables you to be more efficient using oxygen and going through the glycogen when you are running fast, because you have more of these powerhouses to work through the process, either aerobically or through the anaerobic glycogen cycle. Now, I kind of mentioned this before, but training this zone improves what we call your aerobic base. And a strong aerobic base is your foundation for speed and performance. It allows you to recover quicker and tackle more intense sessions effectively. So that's why, to start off with, we want to spend a period of time dedicated to building your aerobic system. Let's say 3 to 6 months of pretty strict aerobic training to build that aerobic base. Then after that, you can start putting in some of those higher effort training, such as like tempo runs or some sprints or something like that. But like I said, it's icing on the cake. So you would switch from 100% zone 2 training to more of an 80% or 90% zone 2 training, and the remainder of your workouts would be at a higher intensity to develop that more top end speed and power in your running. So by concentrating first on the zone 2, it's like I said before, on the icing on the cake, it'll allow you to be more successful with that with those harder workouts, and you don't have to do as many of them, which leads right into a huge component of this type of training is that you spend most of your time running easy, so you recover much quicker. You're very less likely to have an injury, and you're very unlikely to overtrain and to suffer from burnout by approaching your running this way. So you'll be able to actually run longer and run more often without the side effects of stiffness and pain, those nagging little injuries, and having to stop running to recover from something for several days. So this long, slow, easy running makes you faster without getting hurt. And the critical part of doing this is to be consistent, and that's probably another good part of this type of training, because it takes discipline to be able to constantly hold back and stick to the plan. But if you're disciplined and you keep the consistency going, that's where you'll see the payoff and see a dramatic increase in your performance, and to be able to enjoy your longevity in your running. So by focusing on zone 2 training, you're not just running slow, but you're building a more efficient, resilient, and faster running engine. And what you'll find is you'll be able to run faster at the same heart rate with less effort, and it's a pretty amazing feeling. It doesn't happen right away. Like I said, this is kind of a long-term process, but for us older runners, it's pretty amazing where you think you might be over the hill, and you're starting to get hurt and sore and tired all the time, but it's like a little fountain of youth pill to do this type of training. You'll find you'll have more energy, you'll have less pain, fewer injuries, and you'll enjoy your running much, much more. And you'll be able to enjoy running as you get older. So the one thing about zone 2 training is, for us older runners, it can be a little difficult. There's a couple different ways to actually figure out what your optimum training heart rate is. And I have a specific approach to this. And if you're interested in learning more about how to start an effective zone 2 training the right way, then check down in the description for a link for my free quick start training cheat sheet. It'll kind of introduce you to my proven approach to how to get started as an older runner and be successful at zone 2 training. So that's it for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.